Right guys, in this lesson we are going to be writing another VSL, this time slightly different product. And this is the product that we're going to be writing for. So I found this just on Ad Library. I know a few brands that sell this, very high ticket, and I know one brand that absolutely prints with this. So what I done was, I didn't go through the full research phase for it. Basically what I done was took a screenshot of their entire landing page. I put it into Claude and I said, make me a brief for this, and then I used the brief. So what we've got is we've got a fully done brief. Obviously, the only thing that it's done is it's just not done like the deep research, which you would obviously do. So I've got that, and what I've also got is some one-line sales angles. So what I'm thinking already is we're going to go up, we're going to copy and paste this entire thing. Now the concept that we're going to do here is like a doctor VSL or authority figure VSL, and that would be kind of similar to the ones that I've showed you before in Ad Library, where we're going to have like almost like a green screen of a doctor. Now if the brand has like an authority figure, an ambassador, you can get them to do it. If not, we can use AI and we can get one from HeyGen. I personally really like HeyGen for it. I'm going to show you how to use HeyGen as well in the editing process, but HeyGen's fine. Like people say, a lot of the time the words aren't quite there, but like if it's like a mid to older demographic, it just doesn't matter. And I've seen AI ads work on younger demographics as well. 90% of your success is going to come down to how good the script is. And if you have a really good editor, they can like chop between like the AI and then B-roll and product shots as well. So we've got this in here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to say, let's go ahead and actually look at our angles. I'm thinking already. Let me actually just take the brief in here, and I'm going to say, what will we say? Write me 10 hooks sales angles for this product, speaking directly to, let's say, men 40 plus. Think of overarching angles, not too specific. Because the ones that it gave me there are like, I just done that with a quick prompt and they're not ideal. We want like the real cost of doing nothing. Career impact. Dignity. Right, what's the biggest hair loss one? What do guys feel? I think we should go for, let's go for this one. So thinking awareness levels, we're going to be going for a solution aware person here, okay? So we're going to use this one. Already tried everything, minoxidil, the thing where you like the roller and stuff. Let's use that one. So I'm going to come back over to my VSL project. Where are we? So what I'm going to do is I'm going to copy and paste this in. I'm going to say, write me we'll just go for a relatively short one, a 3-minute VSL script for this product. I want the narrator to be positioned as a doctor or authority figure. Now what I'm going to say here is do not name them in here, because for example, like might be like a lot of the time if you use a doctor or something, they're going to be like Dr. Phil or Dr. Jeremy or whatever it is. They're going to add a name, and I don't want the name in here. I just want them to speak as if they are the authority figure. The angle we're going for is the solution aware market who have tried everything. Minoxidil. What's the other ones? Is it finasteride? I think. Finasteride, rollers, etc. So yeah, that's it. And then I'm just going to let it one-shot the full thing. Now, what it's going to do is it's not going to give me 3 hooks, so I'm going to need to go back in and do the hooks. Let's come over, we'll open this up and we'll put our example in here. If you've tried minoxidil twice a day for months. Right now, what I'm thinking here is for our hooks, So this is kind of our, this is our mini hook, right? But I'm going to use this as the lead. So let's take this and put it in here. Now I'm going to say, give me 10 one-line hooks, no more than 6 words. Very direct, simple, calling out the main problem. Now what I want here is very simple hooks like receding hairline, watch this. Still losing hair after trying everything, right, this is one of them. So that's hook, hook. What else did it give us? Hair still thinning despite trying everything, still losing hair after trying everything. Those two are a bit similar, I don't like that. Right. Why do hair loss treatments never work? Should we? Because these are all kind of the solution aware problems. These seem to be solution aware hooks. Let's go for more problem aware hooks. Now notice how this is a solution aware ad and I'm going to use a problem aware hook, and that is because we want to really call out the problem. Sometimes if you call out the solution aware people in the hook, it's not going to pull more people in. Right, I'm going to show you, obviously I'm going to go over compliance, right? But when we say stuff like this, we need to really be careful. Because one of the biggest triggers for compliance on Meta, obviously it's big, ridiculous claims. Like, if you're saying like curing cancer in your ads, that's never getting approved, right? But one of the big things that a lot of people miss is when you tie someone to a specific medical condition or problem or situation. For example, if we're selling to people who have MS, right? If we're selling to people who have MS and we say, when you've got MS, or if you're struggling dealing with your MS, like, we're tying that person to a medical condition, and Facebook really doesn't like that because they might not even have it, or maybe they know that we've got it, but we can't tie people to certain situations or problems. We need to be very careful on how we word things, right? That's how, like, I was actually doing ads for a hair loss, and it was like a little peptide that you just put in the hair, and the ads that we were running solution aware ads. So when the ad that we wanted to run was like, if your hair is thinning and you use X product, this is what happens to you. But what we ended, so the first few ads actually got rejected, and what we had to do is, if someone's hair is thinning and they use this product for this time, this is what happens to them, right? So we use it in like almost like a third person or whatever that would be. So we're not tying that person to the actual condition. But let's use this. So I'm going to show you how you can get around that really quickly here. You just take away the U. Hairline's disappearing. Watch this. There. Very simple. So why do hair loss treatments never work? Hairline disappearing, watch this. Hair still thinning despite trying everything. So we've got two that's kind of more solution aware, and this one is more problem aware. But that's fine. Now, we go into our lead. Now, I already liked this. It gave it as like a hook and lead, but I already like this for our lead because it's very solution aware, and we're calling out the exact things that we want to call out. You've tried minoxidil twice a day for months only to deal with a greasy scalp and mediocre results. You've considered finasteride but couldn't ignore the reports of sexual side effects and hormonal disruption. I'm just going to take out the word sexual, just to put my mind at ease for like compliance. Right, now we're tying this person. So this is how you get away from this. You just take out the you've tried minoxidil only to deal with this. Considered finasteride but couldn't ignore the reports. Spent money on derma rollers, special shampoos and supplements but delivered nothing but disappointment. What I'm about to share could finally explain why nothing has worked, and more importantly, what actually will. I'm a medical professional, insert who the person is, who spent years studying androgenetic androgenetic alopecia. Yeah, let's keep that because it's an authority figure. And I can tell you this, the reason people still lose hair isn't because their follicles are dead. It's because every solution they've tried only treats symptoms, not the cellular energy crisis that's actually causing their follicles to shut down. Here's what's really happening beneath the scalp. See how I'm just changing out those little parts, yours to theirs, or the. We want to like just not tie this person to this specific condition. Now we go into the root cause. When DHT binds to your genetically sensitive follicles, it doesn't kill them, it starves them of... When DHT binds to... I'm probably going to miss some, so forgive me. The follicles cells need ATP, the energy currency of your body. As the energy currency of your body to produce thick and healthy hair shafts. But under DHT stress, your follicles can't generate enough ATP. So with each growth cycle, your hair becomes thinner. The growth phase becomes shorter, and eventually the follicles become dormant, producing only colourless, miniaturized hairs that you can barely see. Now that one was fine. Minoxidil tries to increase blood flow, finasteride tries to block DHT systematically, but neither address the energy deficit at the cellular level. That's why you use them for months and still watch your hair thin. You're treating the wrong problem. But what if you could deliver photogenic energy directly to your follicle cells, restoring their ability to produce ATP and resist DHT-induced miniaturization? Let's just remove that part. Resist DHT. That's exactly what low-level laser therapy does. Right. We're kind of pulling in I'm going to leave this in actually. Sometimes we don't want to reveal the product too early if we're going more for an educational part, but for this it makes sense because they're already solution aware, so we're going to introduce the solution a little bit quicker. The Hair Max Laser 272 PowerFlex cap uses 272 medical grade lasers at 655 nanometers, the clinically proven wavelength that penetrates 8 to 10 millers deep to reach the follicle base. When these photons are absorbed by your mitochondria, ATP production increases by 150 to 200%. Your dormant follicles suddenly have the energy to shift from resisting phase back to growth phase. This isn't theory. Let's just go for that. Clinical trials show that 93% of users experience significant hair growth, and the device has 8 separate FDA clearances, not just registered, but actually cleared for efficacy. And unlike medications you take every day with systematic side effects, this is 7 minutes, 3 times per week. No chemicals, no hormonal disruption, just therapeutic light energy doing what your follicles need most, restoring their power supply. Right, now is where we're gonna... Typically I would want to add in some real reviews in here. This isn't just another product promising miracle results, this is an FDA cleared medical device. Right. Again, sometimes with like, even if you are FDA medical cleared, sometimes this can flare up in like compliance. So sometimes you want to keep away like FDA from your copy. For this example, I'm going to leave it in, but you need to just kind of roll the dice. This is the thing with like meta compliance as well. Sometimes you could write an absolutely diabolical VSL and it gets approved, and then sometimes you get one that's like really soft and that gets rejected. But you kind of learn after getting more ads approved and rejected what it likes and what it doesn't like. But, right, yeah, that's pretty much us. We come into the social proof. Again, like I said, I would just add in real social proof in here. And there we go. Plus it comes with a 6-month money-back guarantee and a 2-year warranty. You've already wasted money and time on treatments that don't address the root cause. Your follicles aren't dead. I'm going to remove that part just to get to the CTA. Click below to try the solution that actually restores it. Solution that actually works. Risk-free for 6 months because you don't need another topical or another pill. You need your follicles. Yeah, perfect. So that was a quick 3-minute VSL. And again, so what we done there was we went for solution aware. And at that point, what do solution aware people need? They need proof that this works. So why does this concept work? It works because we're using an authority figure and we're pulling in a bunch of social proof, like studies and reviews, and we're showing them the logical reason why it works through our, like, this is your true root cause and this is the true solution to it. You've tried all of these, this is why they don't work, and this is why this is going to work. So there we go, a perfect kind of 3-minute VSL script, authority figure doctor based, and then it would just be a case of handing that off to the editor and either getting a creator to do it, getting their authority figure to do it, or doing it with AI, depending on what situation you're in. So that is it for this one. I'm going to do one more, and we're going to do probably more like a kind of UGC style one.